أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم مددكم من نظركم سيدي رسول الكريم يا حبيب العظيم مدد يا سيدي يا سلطان دولي مشي عبد الفايز الزغستاني سلطان رشي محمد ناظم الإسماعيلي سلطان قلوبنا موضوع الشيخ الشام كبال المدد الحق يزيدك الله يا رب سبحان الله واشهد
اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد عليه السلام صلاة تدوم وتودع إليه ممار ليالي وطول دوام.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفر الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر يتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. وإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الفاتحة لك ولكم حاضرون ووالدنا ووالدكم وأهلنا وأولادنا ولمشايخنا ولمن حضرنا ولمن غاب عنا ولأهلنا ولأمواتنا وللمواظبين على هذا المجلس ولمن كان سببا في جميعنا بأن الله الكريم ينور القلوب ويغفر الذنوب ويستر العيوب ويحفظنا بما حفظ به ذكر وينصرنا بما نصر به الرسول. وأن الله الكريم يجعل مجلسنا هذا مؤثرا بالخيرات والمسرات والأنوار والبركات ويأتي لنا جميع الحاجات بجاه خير البريات. وأن الله ينصر المسلمين وأن يتن الله الكريم ينصر سلطان الأولياء مولانا الشيخ محمد ناظم عادل الأبراني قدس الله سره بجاه خير الأنام. وعلى كل نية صالحة مع حسن الخاتمة عند الموت بعد العمر المديد في طاعة الله وإلى حضرة النبي.
سورة الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
أنت سلطاننا يا ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وتب علينا وزد حبيبك سيد الأولين والآخرين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. زده يا ربي عزا وشرفا ونورا وسرورا وسلطانا ورضوانا رغما في الشيطان ومن تبعه.
Another sound.
عباد الله
رجال الله حديثنا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله أحسن هذا بفضل الله. ويا أكتر ويا أنجاب ويا سادات ويا أحباب وأنتم يا أولي الألباب تعالوا وانصروا لله. عباد الله رجال الله حديثنا بأهل
Dress us from Divinely Light and Divinely Love, and put within our heart a passion for what we do. When Allah wants to grant the stations of iman and to love, that is muhabbat. So this way is based on muhabbat and love, and Prophet comes to teach us that you have to love me more than you love yourself. This is a deep reality of having a passion for what we do. We don't do it because Allah said to do it, so you just halfway try to do whatever Allah asks, but to put a passion within what we do. And that passion will show for ourselves and for anyone who sees what you do. So they understand that what you do is with a deep passion, which is a sign of that love. And that to know with all our heart, with all our understandings, that when we gather for this love of Sayyidina Muhammad to know that that ruhaniyat and nazar of Prophet is a formed association, and that increases that passion. We said before that this Divinely love, not like an earthly love. Earthly love, you give your love, that person takes it and leaves with it and goes, and whatever you invest in it, it'll be lost and taken. Divinely love is that whatever you send, and this is how Allah governs His entire universe. It's the power of fusion. When I send that love to you, you take that love and you send it back, and it becomes more powerful. Then they take that love and send it back. And this love affair with Allah and His beloved Sayyidina Muhammad, Allah gives us that opportunity that you want to be a star, understand how the star operates. It's a fusion. Shaitan came into this earth and made everything combustion, explode things, break things by means of tearing something apart, create an energy. Allah was clean energy. Allah's power hurts no one. Allah's power is free. But because they can't make money off of it, they turn to the satanic system. Means the fusion and the power of Divinely grace is free. All it takes is a heart to love, and people are so stingy with their heart. I love these two, I don't love that one. Why? It doesn't cost anything to expand the love. It doesn't cost anything for the heart to expand, to love all of Allah's creation. And then Allah begin to teach you have a passion for that love. That when people are passionate about their puppies, their pets, their creatures, be passionate about creation, and the best of what Allah gave to creation is Sayyidina Muhammad. If we be passionate about that reality, that every day, every night, Ya Rabbi, what can I do? That the grave is quickly coming, my hairs have become white, my age, my feeling has become old. How am I going to meet you? And I have nothing to show for it. I've done nothing to show for that. And they begin to have a passion and a love for Sayyidina Muhammad. Ya Rabbi, how can I do? What can I do to show that love? How can I exemplify that love, be an ambassador for that love, show the good way of that love? And then many awliya come and talk about, oh there's darkness spreading, difficulties are spreading. then even more danger that what are we doing to stop the darkness? If you just sit where you are and do nothing, you have no way to say to Allah you are oppressed, and darkness came and overtook. Only way that we can say we were oppressed is if we stood for the truth. We made a life in which to spread that light and spread that love, and Allah then says, then you have a voice with us, because you spent your life trying to spread that love and to spread that truth. So it means we came out of a grand mawlid in our community every year, 5 years mashaAllah. Inshallah Allah give us life to have the 6th year and 7th year. Give us, it's an example of our faith. We said before that if you say you love Prophet and you have nothing to show for it, there has to be something manifesting. There has to be a change in the character, there has to be a softness in the character, there has to be a passion in what we do. And awliyaullah come and inspire within our life is to make your religion real. Not just coffee shop talk only, that you just say it and you didn't do anything for it. That there must be a symbol of everything. MashaAllah, when people come and look at your heads, the green dome of Medina upon all your heads, they talk about how they love and they call themselves Madani, and they go around saying Madani. There's a reminder, yeah, we are the people of Medina, we are the people of Ashaq Rasul. And like a crown, how we were carrying the hair of Prophet you put upon your head, this turban and this green is the dome of Prophet. And Allah and Prophet saying, Lord, oh my barakah under that dome, oh rizq under that dome, oh grace of Allah under that dome. And only Allah came and said, then put that dome upon your head. And then that's a passion. And people can see, oh these guys are serious. They're not serious. They have, and this is not we're reciting tonight, they say make your milad in a grand spectacle. So, oh these people became people of dunya, why they do like that? How shaitan come to everybody and begin to flip the dialogues. You see on your page what they're saying? Every good action shaitan come to flip it in a different direction. If they gather for their annual festivals and celebrations and have balloons and wine and dancing, this nobody says anything. But come to give from what Allah gave to you, the best of what Allah gave to you, give back in the way of Sayyidina Muhammad. You said before you have a big event for your daughter, big event for your son, the first event should be for Sayyidina Muhammad. So that in this mamlikat they look at you and say, wow, these are Muhammadiyun. These are people who really love their Prophet. They go out of their way to show a grand festival. Why? Because we want our passion to be known, not through lisan only, but by the amal and the action of that love. So anyone in love, it should be manifesting. Not just something, oh it's hidden in my heart. You pray, yeah I pray in my heart but nobody else knows I'm praying. It's not like that. The first usul was your shahada. Why the first thing, so anyone says, no I pray in my heart, I don't have to pray out for anybody to see me. You're wrong, you're lying. The first part of Islam is Allah said, make your shahada. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Why? Allah knows your faith, but He wants you to know your faith. Allah knows what I wrote for you, what I wrote for your religion, but it says you have to show yourself. You don't understand, you have an ego with you, he's from Jahannam, you have shaitan around you, he's from Jahannam. Tell them you're from paradise. If you stay quiet, then don't tell me you were oppressed by those two shaitans that I put around you. Every time you want to be khatri and quiet about your belief, I don't have to pray. Oh, because the two shaitans around you from Jahannam, they don't want you to pray. They don't want you to show your faith. They don't want you to show what you believe in. And that's why the first usul, we don't have to even go beyond that. Just make your shahada. Let your nafs know what you believe. And every day, throughout the day, every azan, every salah is calling that. Right? Continuous battle with myself, not with anyone else. I don't have to say it for anyone else. But I continuously have to reconfirm to myself there is nothing but Allah and we are following Sayyidina Muhammad. And that what I believe I have to say, and it has to begin to manifest a reminder for myself. If it's, I believe in Allah I have to pray. Not that Allah needs my prayer, I need my prayer. My donkey becoming too powerful. If shaitan begin to ride that donkey and that nafs, it becomes so powerful, he won't let you to make sujood anymore. And you'll find the time in your life entering in which your forehead doesn't ever come to the ground. Even if you're handicapped, throw your head to the floor. After everything finished, roll yourself onto the floor if you have to. Just to show that my face, my head, Ya Rabbi, is on the ground for you. Means everything we do, we're inspired to put a passion into it, make it to be real, make it, this is a station of love. If you're still in imitation, that's Islam. Means I accepted, I don't know really what I accepted, nah, maybe something will happen. But iman is muhabbat and love. And love is mixed with its reality of passion. And you become passionate. And as a result of being passionate in your love, I'll open for you to become passionate. Well, it's nice the English rules. If you're passionate about your love and you're truly sincere, you become compassionate. You have a mercy for everyone. There are people in these communities, they don't eat with other madhabs. Is this even imaginable? To not sit and eat with someone? The biggest shirk is to judge Allah's creation. They are in the biggest guna that they are with Allah. No compassion. If there's no compassion, there's no passion. If there's no passion, there's no love. If there's no love, there's no faith. If there's no faith, it's hollow, run away from it. Or if you know them for 30 years, or you know them for 15 years, and there's no compassion, there's no passion, there's no muhabbat and love. If there's no love, it's empty, run from it. Because it's not based on iman. It's something of an exterior nature, just empty and hollow in which shaitan will fill it. Because the iman and the light of iman never mixes with shaitan. Those whom have a true light of iman within their heart, and they're loving and they're compassionate from all of Allah's creatures, all of Allah's creation, shaitan doesn't mix with them. Shaitan's exact opposite, judging everything, coming against everything, making everything to be divided and to split. So these grand milad is for us, we have to show it. We have to show our passion, Ya Rabbi, that whatever you're bringing upon this earth of difficulty or whatever tomorrow brings, at least know how much we love Sayyidina Muhammad. If you would have given me more, I would have filled the earth with mawlid. Unlimited to what I have. It's like the Nams, when the fire of Nimrod was burning, and all of Allah's creatures saw the fire that they're going to throw Nabiullah into this fire, and all the creatures who are in taslim became angered. how are you going to try to burn a Prophet of Allah? And they all started to try to pick water and throw it onto this fire, as Sayyidina Ibrahim was in a catapult about to be thrown. And he's watching, Allah's creatures are not going to let that to happen. And there was a little ant that was running with his little feet, getting a little drop of a water and running back to the fire and split. And they asked with their spiritual power that you don't see the size of this fire that's burning, and that you're an ant and you take this drop of water, take you how long to go get that water and how long to go back and throw it on to that fire? It's not even making a difference into the fire. So that fire and putting it out is not my responsibility, but Allah going to ask me that I saw that fire and I did nothing for it. My job was only to take the water from the capacity Allah gave to me and to take it back and try to extinguish it. If Allah won't from that drop to take out a fire, Allah will make it to go. We can't put out the fire of ignorance and crazy jahal things that are happening on this earth, but Allah will ask each one of you, you saw the fire, you saw the difficulty, your children are falling into its harm, your children are falling into difficulty, your children are falling into sicknesses, and you did nothing to put out those fires. You did nothing. So we're all like ants. We come for these mawlids, we support these mawlids, we come for the zikrs, we do all of these things to show support, because we're all like ants, putting out this fire of ignorance that counts for Allah. You don't know if He takes that one drop and extinguishes many sicknesses from our children. Talk to people outside of this community, how much their families are in sickness, how much their children are in sickness, and you don't see what's happening. You don't see the sickness because you're enjoying قُلْ يَا النَّهْرُ كُونِي بَارْدًا وَسَلَامًا عَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَعَلَى سَيِّدِنَا مُحَمَّد وَأَهْلِ الْبَيْتِ النَّبِيِّ. Every difficulty became cool by the love of Prophet. And that's our life, is that every little drop we inspire to do good, to do good, to do good. We don't know what sickness, what difficulty it takes away, what sort of hardship it pushes away from ourselves, from our families, from our loved ones, from our community. So anyone who ever has a complaint, you've done the shaitan. We know what's going to happen. Ours is to do the best of what we have. We give a car away, if they give us a bus, we give a bus away. Give everything away, so people, even everything in life is conditioning. As a shaykh or a teacher or a guru, whatever you call the person, how many people we came across that say, my grandfather, my mother, my grandmother used to take me to zikr. Shaykh, I lost my way, I've been doing so many haram things, I'm coming to you, but the only thing I do remember is that my grandfather used to take me to this majlis. I used to sit somewhere and they were chanting and it was so beautiful. Afterwards they would pass around these beautiful sweets, the baglavas, the different sweets, the dates, the khurma, and they remember that. And they remember that, and they're holding their mom's hand, grandmom's hand, grandfather's hand. I remember in Iran when my grandfather would pray and we were riding on him and we had no idea what the heck it was, because the family wasn't really doing what they were supposed to. But I remember my grandfather doing that. And everybody is given that memory, and it's conditioning. So when they come here and all these children, what did they remember from salawats? The candies. That all their life it will be burned into their heart, that they got candies, they got happiness, they had joy for them. It's like a festival. The zikr and salawat on Prophet is a festival from paradise. Whatever destination and path they have to go through in life, for sure that will be burned into their heart. They'll remember the candy, they'll remember the love, they'll remember the sweetness of the love of Prophet in their time of mushkilat and difficulty in life. We pray that Allah dress us, bless us with more and more love, more and more passion for this way. As a result of that passion, Allah dress us from the compassionate heart, inshaAllah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa, wa bi sirri surah al-Fatiha. Like I am trying to put out a fire, inshaAllah. Page 17. Oh, my fellow ants. Page 17.
Ya Rabbi salli ala
Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi salli wasila, Ya Rabbi khussahu bil fadila, Ya Rabbi warda ani sahaba, Ya Rabbi warda ani sulala, Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi warda ani al-mashaa'ikh, Ya Rabbi farham walidina, Ya Rabbi warhamna jami'a, Ya Rabbi warham kulla muslim. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi waghfir kulli mudlim, Ya Rabbi ya sami du'ana, Ya Rabbi la taqta rajana, Ya Rabbi ballighna nazuru. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi tamshana bi nuri, Ya Rabbi hifzana wa amana, Ya Rabbi waskina jinana, Ya Rabbi ajirna min adhabi. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi warzuqna shahada, Ya Rabbi warzuqna bis saada, Ya Rabbi wasli kulla muslim, Ya Rabbi wakfi kulla mudlim. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim. Ya Rabbi salli ala Muhammad, Ya Rabbi salli alayhi wa sallim.
Salli wa sallim wa barak alayhi. Inshallah, page 19.
Ya Rasulallah
salamun alayka rafi'a ash-shani wa daraji, rafatan ya jiratal alami, ya uhayla al-judi wal karami. Nahnu min qawmin bihi sakanu wa bihi min khawfin aminu, wa bi ayatil Qur'ani ulu fatahin fina akhal wani. Ya Rasulallah salamun alayka rafi'a ash-shani wa daraji, rafatan ya jiratal alami, ya uhayla al-judi wal karami.
light and this energy that come from awliyaullah will cook you from inside. It's not the room hot, but they're like a microwave, they can begin to cook you from the inside. So allow that burning to take place, inshaAllah. Don't run. Page 22.
Sayyidi ya Sayyidi Muhammad ya Habibi, Sayyidi ya Sayyidi Muhammad ya Habibi, hubbaka fi qalbi rasi, sharafi wa hissi wa nibrasi, hubbaka fi qalbi rasi, sharafi wa hissi wa nibrasi, rafina laka ala rasi, rafina laka ala rasi, wallahi tabayina, Sayyidi ya Sayyidi Muhammad ya Habibi, Sayyidi ya Sayyidi Muhammad ya Habibi, talib barakat janaba min azara ahbaba, talib barakat janaba min azara ahbaba, yashhad li fi ashaba, yashhad li fi ashaba, tazu barakat nabiyina, Sayyidi ya Sayyidi Muhammad ya Habibi, Sayyidi ya Sayyidi Muhammad ya Habibi, وبهجرك يا بزارة فقها وسادة وبهارة، وبهجرك يا بزارة فقها وسادة وبهارة، حنكهم طه بتمرة، حنكهم طه بتمرة، هم خير العارفين، سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي، سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي، يشرب طه بالقربى وصحابية من حبه، يشرب طه بالقربى وصحابية من حبه، تقطع من موضع شربه، تقطع من موضع شربه، تجعلها بركة وزينة، سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي، سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي، رايت في القلب إشراقا يا قابل قدم وساقا، رايت في القلب إشراقا يا قابل قدم وساقا، مثل صحابة وإشراقا، مثل صحابة وإشراقا، بالمشهر إشفالي، سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي، سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله. Inshallah, page 32.
أيها المشتاق لا تنمي، هذه أنوار دين سلمي قريب أنت في العالم، إن خير القرب والعجم، إمام القبر في أدبي، مثلا في
وآله. Inshallah, as you recite, the angels write in your kitab all of these haqqaiqs that your tongue probably never knew to say. It changes your kitab. If that kitab becomes filled with haqqaiqs and the realities of Sayyidina Muhammad, your entire being begins to change. So as soon as you recite with your tongue, the angels have to write. What they write of realities is unimaginable to us. We have no absolute, no understanding. One, La ilaha illallah is unmeasurable on the scale of Allah. Bring all the gunaah, all the sins, make the scale to be so heavy, is unimaginable. How do Allah come and say, if Allah write La ilaha illallah, is it comparison to anything? That's no way you're talking about Allah asking that. It's like in the presence of the sun, even the earth burns away. It's not even a dot in the presence of the sun. There are suns that are a billion times larger than this sun. Our sun is burned in the presence of that sun. Imagine Allah azimat beyond the understanding of creation. So these zikrs, these mahfils, these nasheeds and salawats on Prophet are unimaginable realities. Don't let shaitan to lock your tongue. Don't do. Page 45.
نادي لي مظهر العجائب تجده أونا لك في النوائب نادي لي مظهر العجائب تجده أونا لك في النوائب علي 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 يا علي 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 يا علي يا علي سبقت بالقلم من رسيم يا علي سبحان ربي يا علي
salawats from Qawsini or Adi. Allah will address us from that light and from that reality, inshallah. Page 49.
Allah, 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 ma lana mawla siwa Allah, kullama nadaita yahu, qala ya diyana Allah, 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 ma lana mawla siwa Allah, kullama nadaita yahu.
Again, the words are amazing. On page 102, all of it written in English for us, inshallah. Page 102. Even if you know Urdu, read the English, because it's the tafsir of the haqaiq, inshallah.
Ya Mustafa, 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 Ya Mustafa. तू है आशिक़े नबी, सबको ये बताएगा, मुस्तफा के इश्क में महफिले सजाए जा। तू है आमदे नबी, जश्न आमदे नबी, दिल से तू मनाए जा, दिल से तू मनाए जा। या मुस्तफा, या मुस्तफा, या मुस्तफा, या मुस्तफा, नाम
inshallah page 105.
اس کرم کا کروں شکر کیسے ادا اس کرم کا کروں شکر کیسے ادا جو کرم مجھ پہ میرے نبی کر دیا میں سجاتا تھا سرکار کی محفلیں میں سجاتا تھا سرکار کی محفلیں مجھ کو ہر غم سے رب نے بھری کر دیا ذکر سرکار کی ہے بڑی برکتیں ذکر سرکار کی ہے بڑی برکتیں مل گئی راحتیں عظمتیں رفعتیں میں گناہگار تھا بے عمل تھا مگر میں گناہگار تھا بے عمل تھا مگر مصطفیٰ نے مجھے جنتی کر دیا اس کرم کا کرو شکر کیسے ادا اس کرم کا کرو شکر کیسے ادا جو کرم مجھ پہ میرے نبی کر دیا لمحہ لمحہ ہے مجھ پہ نبی کی عطا لمحہ لمحہ ہے مجھ پر نبی کی عطا دوستو اور مانگوں میں مولا سے کیا یہ کم ہے کہ میرے خدا نے مجھے کیا یہ کم ہے کہ میرے خدا نے مجھے اپنے محبوب کا امتی کر دیا جو در مصطفیٰ کے گدا ہو گئے جو در مصطفیٰ کے گدا ہو گئے دیکھتے دیکھتے کیا سے کیا ہو گئے ایسی چشم کرم کی ہے سرکار نے ایسی چشم کرم کی ہے سرکار نے دونوں عالم نے ان کو غنی کر دیا اس کرم کا کرو شکر کیسے ادا اس کرم کا کرو شکر کیسے ادا جو کرم مجھ پہ میرے نبی کر دیا کوئی مایوس لوٹا نہ دربار سے کوئی مایوس لوٹا نہ دربار سے جو بھی مانگا ملا میرے سرکار سے سب کے جاؤں نیازی میں لجپال کے سب کے جاؤں نیازی میں لجپال کے ہر گدا کو سخی نے سخی کر دیا اس کرم کا کرو شکر کیسے ادا اس کرم کا کرو شکر کیسے ادا جو کرم مجھ پہ میرے نبی کر دیا میں سجاتا تھا سرکار کی محفلیں میں سجاتا تھا سرکار کی محفلیں مجھ کو ہر غم سے رب نے بری کر دیا اس کرم کا کرو شکر کیسے ادا اس کرم کا کرو شکر کیسے ادا جو کرم مجھ پہ میرے نبی کر دیا
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه inshallah page 110 asking to always see ourselves in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for Rawza Sharif, that as soon as these amas begin, the nazar of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the rumi Allah present us into the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inshallah. Page 110.
مصطفیٰ جان رحمت پہ لاکھوں سلام
110.
مصطفیٰ
That was a different group.
It's a different
group, here we go.
مصطفیٰ جان رحمت پہ لاکھوں سلام شمع بز میں ہدایت پہ لاکھوں سلام مصطفیٰ جان رحمت پہ لاکھوں سلام شمع بز میں ہدایت پہ لاکھوں سلام نکتارے سے وحدت پہ یکتا درود पे लाखों सलाम जिस तरफ उठ गई दम में दम आ गया उस निगाह इनायत पे लाखों सलाम जिसको देखा ये मूसा से पूछे कोई आंखों वालों की हिम्मत पे लाखों सलाम मुस्तफा जाने रहमत पे लाखों सलाम शमाए बज़्म में हिदायत पे लाखों सलाम फतह बाबे नबूवत पे ले हर दुरूद खत्मे दौरे रिसालत पे लाखों सलाम जिसके माथे शफाअत का सेहरा रहा उस जबीन सआदत पे लाखों सलाम मुस्तफा जाने रहमत पे लाखों सलाम शमाए बज़्म में हिदायत पे लाखों सलाम
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وآله وأصحابه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية والعالية وسائر ساداتنا الصديقين الفاتحة. When we begin to understand the greatness of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam this night and all of these realities that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would look and can bring the dead to life, muhyi al-qulub, by understanding the greatness of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what Allah gave to that. Then imagine Ahbab al-Nabi, whom are lovers and ashiqeen of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How when you understand that reality of what Allah gave to this light of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then imagine the ashiqeen whom are then carrying that light of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. By means of that light they see, by means of that light they hear, by means of that light they look, by means of that light they speak. Just you think. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Al-Fatiha. Your camera's not working? You're smiling. Okay. That's why none of these things are known to people who don't love Sayyidina Muhammad. There's no wilayat outside of this muhabbat. There's no understanding. When they're not in this muhabbat, they say, what are you talking about, seeing this, hearing that, or this like that? Yeah, because they're far from that reality. What that reality is Nur Muhammad. So when you study the greatness of the light of Prophet ﷺ, then when you love someone more than you love yourself, you love Prophet ﷺ more than you love yourself, he's depositing his light. When he deposits his light sallallahu alaihi wasallam into your heart and into your entire wujood, that light Allah fiikum, this light of Sayyidina Muhammad is amongst you, it's always upon this earth. By who? By those who love Sayyidina Muhammad more than they love themselves. The real people of iman, the real people, not the people who call themselves, yeah you have iman, yeah, I have iman, you have iman, we have iman. No, iman is to love Prophet more than you love yourself. How you can love Prophet more than you love yourself? When you have passion, when you're passionate about that love and it overtakes you. When that love overtakes you, it's describing like a flame. This flame of eternal love is this lantern we described before. If you move this lantern closer to me. There's from Surah An-Nur, when Allah describes the light of the heavens and the earth, the understanding of that light is like a lantern. And only Allah come into our life and describe that nothing is like Allah. But Allah's azimat and greatness and qudra, la ilaha illallah, merely begins to move. And this between this glass is qalb qawsaini aw adna. For adab, to separate la ilaha illallah, what begins to appear from Allah's love is Muhammadun Rasulullah. So la ilaha illallah, Allah is not something to be seen. Allah's izzah and azimat and might and majesty is upon that light. By that power coming, that light appears. That light, that love, that warmth, that compassion, that light has to be in all our hearts. Otherwise it's still in an ocean of non-eternity. What Allah wants for us is that reach that light. You have a temporary existence inside this creation. I gave you an existence, your existence is temporary until you can reach that nur. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ described that iman is to love me more than you love yourself. Iman is a nur. Nur is a fire, is a flame that begins to spark the heart. When Nur Iman comes, that their whole life was a belief, was a passion, was a movement and an action. When Allah found sincerity, there's not a single person of Iman that doesn't have a tremendous love for Sayyidina Muhammad. If anyone says they have Iman and they're not ashaqeen and ahbab al-Nabi, they're lying. They think they have Iman. The love of Sayyidina Muhammad is the only light that sparks that Iman. Once they spark that light, means their wujood is now understanding. They left their physical, attraction, and Allah Prophet inspires Allah inspires Prophet who knows himself will know his Lord. So they stopped looking on the outside of creation and they wanted to go inside. Ya Rabbi, what's inside me? What's my being inside of me? What's that light inside of me? And that was that light of their soul that they're seeking. When they seek that light, seek that love, they become lost in it. They leave everything from this world. Nothing has a taste for them. Nothing has an importance for them. All they want is to reach that love. That's why it's a flame. That flame, when they begin to move towards that flame, that's why many awliyaullah, their qissas, their stories, their writings, that why don't you become like a moth to the flame? You know the moth, he has no mind. He sees a fire, if you put a candle back home, we put a candle out, the moth goes straight in and burns himself. It doesn't think, oh maybe I'm going to get hurt. It was every creature has a symbol of a haqqaiq. Ankabut or rizq. Do something good, Allah sends you rizq. You don't have to go hunting for it. You don't have to go running for it. You don't have to go conquering everything in dunya. Just do good action like Ankabut, Allah sends you all that you need. The moth is showing us why you can't be like that. Fly into that light. And what Sayyidina Jalaluddin Rumi said, that you fly until it burns everything other than that ishq. That when you start to move into that light, you don't understand why you can't think anymore around them. Your logic makes no sense with them, your mind makes no sense with them. What you planned for your life and all your hopes and expectations mean nothing to them. All of it begins to be what? Burning away as you're approaching the light of Prophet. That's why awliyaullah are taking us like a guide, they're taking us into that flame. Come back to this fire. This fire that some people may say like Jahannam. It could be hell for a lot of people who are carrying a lot of stuff with them, because this fire burns everything away until nothing is left but ishq. So if you're coming with a lot of bags, of course it's like Jahannam, you're going to be burning. Everything gonna burn if you're holding. If you let go of everything and you begin to move into that fire, Ya Rabbi, take what you don't want, take what you don't want. Heart has no more attachment, it moves into that flame, it becomes a part of that flame, it's lost in its love. Those who attach themselves Of course it's like hell for them, because any losing of anything becomes angry. One thing lost and they become angry. It's a firewall of protection. We have it in our computers. This concept of Jahannam is only a fire for those who are going to be punished. Others will be running into this fire of ishq. They have nothing to lose, nothing that's clinging on to them. And that's why Allah describes the same event. They're going to be on thrones reclining. Why? The fire is somewhere else? In the midst of the sun coming down and the fire coming down, Allah describes them that they're on couches reclining and enjoying the tajalli. Right? They're not somewhere else. Allah didn't say, oh, I put them on a different universe while they burned these people. No, that which you feared, that which you ran away from, that which you collected so much of your material desire and wants and lack of faith in the heart, when this nur begins to come, means we're entering towards that fire. Everything begins to burn away. Those whom are sad because they didn't understand, they think they're losing something. We talked before also, the seed thinks it's the best thing that has ever been created. But all the flowers come to the seed and say, Yahu, you're still a seed. Why you don't become a beautiful rose like all of us? So no, but I don't want to lose myself. I'm very comfortable being the seed. But the seed is ugly. And the seed actually has absolutely no purpose until you throw yourself into that fire, annihilate who you think you are until this beautiful rose can appear. Means a whole new haqqaiq and reality begins to appear. Like a moth to the flame, move into that love, build a passion for the Divinely Presence, a passion for Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon. As-salamun al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa. Wa sirri surah al-Fatiha. Turn this one light off, inshallah. Dunya tafat nahal program. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن القيوم أتوب إليه إنه هو التواب الرحيم من كل ذنب ومعصية ومن كل ما يخالف دين الإسلام ومن كل ما يخالف الشريعة ومن كل ما يخالف الطريقة ومن كل ما يخالف المعرفة ومن كل ما يخالف الحقيقة ومن كل ما يخالف العزيمة يا أرحم الراحمين يا الله. اللهم يا مسبب الأسباب يا مفتح الأبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا دليل المتحيرين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام وأثبت أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد. رب الشريف مدد الحقيقة الله المطلق asking to see ourselves as Rose Sharif, the reality of that flame, that reality of Nur al-Anwar, Sirr al-Asrar, in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Madadakum min nazarkum to your Rasul. Ya Habib.
فاتحة الشريفة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
صلوات الشريفة.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. 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 اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم.
انشراح شريفة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فرغ الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا وإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فرغ الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فرغ الله أكبر.
إخلاص الشريف. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر.
فاتحة الشريفة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
آمين. صلوات الشريفة.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. 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 اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد محمد وسلم.
صل يا رب وسلم بالأنبياء والمرسلين وكل أجمعين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. إلى الشيخ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أصحابه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العالية، خاصة شان نشبع محمد ويس البخاري، ستنا وليش مادر فايز الداغستاني، سنش محمد نازم عاد الحقاني، مادر الشيخ شام كبراني، شيخ عدنان كبراني، شيخ محمد عادل، مادر خالد الكشتواني، صاحب زمان سيدنا محمد المهدي عليه السلام، روح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، سيف الله سيدنا عليه السلام، ثم سيدنا أبي بكر الصديق، سيدنا عمر، سيدنا عثمان، إمام الحسن السلام، إمام الحسين السلام، سيدنا فاطمة الزهراء السلام، وسائر ساداتنا وصدقين الفاتحة.
حسبي ربي جل الله،
ما في قلبي غير الله، نور محمد صلى الله، لا إله إلا الله، إلا له إلا له إلا له، أنت الهادي أنت لها، ليس لها إلا هو. حسبي ربي جل الله، ما في قلبي غير الله، نور محمد صلى الله، لا إله إلا الله، إلا له إلا له إلا له، أنت الهادي أنت لها، ليس الهادي إلا هو. حسبي ربي جل الله، ما في قلبي غير الله، نور محمد صلى الله، لا إله إلا الله، إلا له إلا له إلا له، أنت الهادي أنت لها، ليس الهادي إلا هو. حسبي ربي جل الله، ما في قلبي غير الله، نور محمد صلى الله، لا إله إلا الله، إلا هو إلا له إلا له، أنت الهادي أنت لها، ليس الهادي إلا هو. حسبي ربي جل الله، ما في قلبي غير الله، نور محمد صلى الله، لا إله إلا الله، إلا له إلا له إلا له، أنت الهادي أنت لها، ليس الهادي إلا هو. حسبي ربي جل الله، ما في قلبي غير الله، نور محمد صلى الله، لا إله إلا الله، إلا له إلا له إلا له، أنت الهادي أنت لها، ليس الهادي إلا هو. حسبي ربي جل الله، ما في قلبي غير الله، نور محمد صلى الله، لا إله إلا الله، إلا له إلا له إلا له، أنت الهادي أنت لها، ليس الهادي إلا هو. حسبي ربي جل الله، ما في قلبي غير الله، نور محمد صلى الله، لا إله إلا الله، إلا له إلا له إلا له، أنت الهادي أنت لها، ليس الهادي إلا هو.
لا إله إلا الله،
لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله محمد رسول الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد حبيب الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد حبيب الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد صبي الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد صبي الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد شفيع الله عليه صلوات الله لا إله إلا الله محمد شفيع الله عليه صلوات الله
على بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب بلى يا الله
نعم المولى ونعم النصير لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. العظيم. نعم المولى ونعم النصير، لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. نعم المولى ونعم النصير، لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. الله الله أكبر، 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 الله نعم المولى ونعم النصير، لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. يا هو يا هو يا دائم، يا هو يا هو يا دائم، يا هو يا هو يا دائم، الله يا هو يا دائم، الله يا هو يا دائم، يا دائم، يا دائم. حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أحد يا صمد صل على محمد. يا أحد يا صمد صل على محمد. يا أحد يا صمد صل على محمد. يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله. يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله. يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله. يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله. يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله.
حسبنا ونعم الوكيل. نعم المولى ونعم النصير. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله
ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله.
سيدنا المهدي
خليفة الله
سيدنا المهدي
خليفة الله
سيدنا المهدي
خليفة الله
أظهره الله
أجابنا الله
أظهره الله
أجابنا الله
أظهره الله
أجابنا الله
أيده الله
أجابنا الله
أيده الله
أجابنا الله
أيده الله
أجابنا الله
نسأله الله
أجابنا الله
نسأله الله
أجابنا الله
نسأله الله
أجابنا الله
حسبنا الله
ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله حسبنا الله ربنا الله.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. نعم المولى ونعم النصير. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. يا غالبا
غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا قاربا غير بعيد يا قاربا غير بعيد يا قاربا غير بعيد يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. نعم المولى ونعم النصير. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. على أفضل العالمين سيدنا محمد صلوات. على أفضل العالمين سيدنا محمد صلوات. صلوات الله تعالى وملائكته وأنبيائه ورسوله وجميع خلقه على محمد وعلى آل محمد عليهم السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. ورضي الله تبارك وتعالى عن أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين والتابعين بإحسان وأئمة المجتهدين الواجبين والعلماء المتقين والأولياء الصالحين ومشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العلية قدس الله تعالى هم زكيا. نسأل الله تعالى وزكهم من بركاته والله تعالى من بركاته وفيداتهم دائما. والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. آمين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا شرك الذي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أصحابه الكرام ومشايخنا في الطريقة النقشبندية العالية خاصة الأهلين من الطريقة والخليفة خالد شاه نقشبند محمد واسع البخاري وسلطان الأولياء شيخ عبد الله فايز الغستاني وسلطان الأولياء شيخ محمد ناظم عادل الحقاني ومن الشيخ هشام قباني شيخ عدنان كباني شيخ محمد عادل مولانا عبد الخالق الغجدواني صاحب الزمان سيدنا محمد المهدي عليه السلام روح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا علي عليه السلام ثم سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق سيدنا عمر سيدنا عثمان إمام الحسن عليه السلام إمام الحسين عليه السلام سيدنا فاطمة عليه السلام وسائر ساداتنا والصديقين.
الفاتحة.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد.
شيخ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أصحابه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العالية وسائر ساداتنا وصديقنا. الفاتحة.